Alright, it's time to lock in my playoff pick'ems for the Cologne Major. And before we start, let's remember these picks are all for fun. And if you've been following my pick'ems so far, you probably shouldn't be copying me. I've gone 4 out of 5 in Stage 1, Stage 2, and Stage 3. One correct pick'em away from the diamond coin every single time. At this point, I'm basically the king of almost getting it right. So now everything comes down to the playoffs. To finish strong, I need to get my 2 correct pick'ems for the quarterfinals, 1 correct pick'em for the semifinals, and I have to get the grand finale winner for that gold coin. No pressure. Let's lock these in. Starting with the quarterfinals, first up, 9Z versus FURIA. My heart says FURIA, and honestly my brain says FURIA too. Now 9Z deserve a lot of respect. They beat Vitality, who many people consider to be the best team in the world right now. They've played some incredibly difficult matches and look great doing it. But when I look at this matchup, I keep coming back to the experience. FURIA has been here before. They know what it's like to play in front of a massive playoff crowd. And with potentially being one of Fallen's final years competing at the highest level, this would be an incredible story. The crowd will be behind them, the pressure won't be new to them, and I think that matters. My first pick is going to be FURIA. Next up, we got Aurora versus BetBoom. This one is difficult. My heart says BetBoom. They've been one of the coolest stories of this major, coming all the way from Stage 1 and fighting their way through the tournament is seriously impressive. They've played some really solid Counter-Strike. But my brain says Aurora. On paper, Aurora feels more complete. They have the firepower, the experience, and the overall consistency that I think gives them the edge. I'd love to see BetBoom continue the miracle, but if I'm making the safest pick, I'm taking Aurora. Moving on to G2 versus Spirit. This one kind of hurts for me. G2 is one of my favorite teams, and honestly, it's just because their emblem and their logo branding. So naturally, I just find myself rooting for them. But Spirit is also one of my favorite teams because of the players like Donk and Magix. If we're talking from the heart, I want both teams to win. If we're talking Counter-Strike, Spirit is simply the better team right now. Donk is putting up numbers that are almost unbelievable. He's already being talked about as one of the greatest talents we've ever seen. Every time Spirit plays, he looks capable of taking over the entire server.
God, another headshot. I don't have to tell you to watch this guy at ramp. There's the lineup. Donk's on for the ace. All 5.
Spirit has more firepower, more momentum, and honestly just looks stronger right now. So my pick is Spirit. And finally, Falcons versus Vitality. I actually like both of these teams. Part of me would love to see the Falcons pull this off. You have players like Monacy and Nico who are incredible talents. I'd love to see them finally prove that they can take down the Giants and make a deep playoff run. But here's the problem. Vitality is Vitality. They're the best team in the world for a reason. Every time people start doubting them, they remind everyone why they're number 1. Could Falcons win? Absolutely. Do I think they will? Probably not. Vitality just feels inevitable right now. So my quarterfinal pick is going to be Vitality. So that gives me FURIA, Aurora, Spirit, and Vitality moving into the semifinals. First, FURIA versus Aurora. I think Aurora absolutely have the skill to make this competitive, but once again, I keep coming back to the experience and the storyline. I want to see Fallen get one more shot at a championship, and I want to see FURIA playing under the bright lights in the grand final. And honestly, I think they have the experience advantage in these huge moments. My heart and brain actually agree here. I'm taking FURIA to advance. Now for the matchup everyone wants to see, Spirit versus Vitality. This could easily be the real grand final. My heart wants Spirit. Imagine Donk taking down the best team in the world and sending shockwaves through the Counter-Strike scene. Imagine the confidence boost that gives him in Spirit moving forward. It'd be one of the biggest stories of the tournament. But my brain says Vitality. Vitality has shown time and time again that they know how to shut down star players. They force teams into uncomfortable games, and their system just works. And the biggest difference, Vitality isn't just great because of ZywOo. They're great because the entire system works. Apex is one of the best IGLs in the game. Rops is incredible. Flames is incredible. Mezzy is incredibly reliable. Everything fits together. As much as I'd love the upset, I'm taking Vitality. Which gives me a grand final of FURIA versus Vitality. Honestly, this is the dream storyline. My heart is screaming FURIA. Imagine Fallen lifting another major trophy. Imagine FURIA surviving a brutal back and forth series and winning in the final rounds. The crowd would lose their minds. It would be one of the coolest endings we could possibly get, but my brain says Vitality. ZywOo is playing at an unbelievable level.
Oh, no HP! No the divide! I win!
Apex is chasing history and potentially a 5th major title. Rops is one of the smartest players in the games. Flamesy continues to be a monster. Mezzy keeps doing all the little things that helps the team win championships. Every time people think Vitality might slip up, they remind everyone why they're number 1. So my final Pick'ems champion is Vitality.
Nothing can stop them! No one can stop them!
And honestly, while it's impressive, it comes with a little bit of an eye roll because everyone eventually is wondering if anyone can stop these guys. So there's my predictions, Vitality winning the whole thing. Hopefully this major is where my Pick'ems curse finally ends because one pick away 3 stages in a row has been absolutely brutal. We'll see if playoffs finally save me. Let me know your playoff bracket down in the comments, who you're rooting for, and who you think's going to win the major. Good luck with your Pick'ems.